Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining us from Abraham Lincoln High School, sorry for the little delay in our stream. Had some technical difficulties, but we have got it underway now. You're joining us in the top of the first. 2 outs so far. The number 1 and 2 hitters, Porter and Greenblatt, both hit it into the field, but Lincoln's defense able to handle it. This is the third batter, Aflac. A windy day, and it is threatening rain here from Abraham Lincoln High School. Tristan Legree on the mound for the Railsplitters. And that is grounded over to second. They make the throw, and it's 3 relatively easy plays for the Railsplitters. And we already are moving to the bottom of the first. Thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Andrus, bringing you all the action today and always with Lincoln Media here from Abraham Lincoln High School in Coney Island. Railsplitters, top of the lineup coming up. They haven't actually given me the lineup. Normally they're very good about that, but no worries. I will let you know as they come up. Of course, Railsplitters, the report cards came out today, so there may be some changes from our normal lineup depending on whether any grades or attendance affected some player eligibility. So if you're looking for any of your favorites and they don't make it in the lineup today, that could be the reason. Or they could just not be playing. I don't know. See warming up for the Railsplitters, Tristan Legree. He was leading off yesterday. He likely will again today. Yaniel Torres also warming up. Roberto Almonte, Kamani Scott all taking practice swings, getting themselves ready to go. And Tristan Legree will be up first for the Railsplitters. Pitching today is Cy Greenblatt for Fort Hamilton. Agree with a full count at 3-2. And Legree is going to walk. Leadoff walk. Railsplitters have one on here in the first. And Legree goes for the steal. Catcher doesn't make the catch cleanly, so there will be no play. Legree is on second. Yeah, Neil Torres will foul that one back. Way back to West Avenue. One of the bench players for the Railsplitters make the run to go find that ball. Legree steals third, and the pitch ends up going high, so he didn't have to work that hard at it. And that's a great place for Lincoln to have a base runner with Torres at the plate. Chase Torres off the mound with that one. Fouled off. Hits that one foul down the left field line. If it had fallen fair, whew, that could have been some trouble. I think that's an even count, 2-2. And Torres strikes out. There is a strike to Edwin Bueno, the third in the lineup today for the Railsplitters. Strike 2 to Bueno. Bueno keeps himself alive. Hits that one hard into center. Legree is waiting to make sure it drops. It does. He will easily come home. Bueno, stand up double with an RBI to boot. And Railsplitters get on the board first. And that brings up Julian Polione, the cleanup batter for the Railsplitters. Bueno going to steal third unopposed. Aggressive base running from the Railsplitters. It's paying off for them so far. Hard hit. They'll hesitate watching the play come home, but ultimately an RBI on the play. This is Kamani Scott now. And Scott grounds it over to third. Oh, and he is hurt. Not sure what just happened. Looks like an ankle injury. Not sure if the ball bounced off him or perhaps his own bat. I just heard one of his teammates jokingly yell, "Somebody get a stretcher." I'm sure later on, Kamani Scott will be able to laugh about that. Perhaps not right this moment. And it was low and outside. Kamani Scott thought it was easily a ball. Umpire disagrees. It's a called strike 3. And that's how we'll end the inning. So Rail Splitters up 2-0 after 1 inning of baseball here from Coney Island. The wind is up, the clouds are in, but the game is rolling. As we move to the top of the second. Apologize to viewers at home. Every now and then you're going to see a little rim around the corner of our screen. I think you can see it on the top right as we speak. It's our rain gear because we are expecting this to get ugly before we're out of here. Figure better off being prepared than caught off guard, and so apologies for the slightly obstructed view on your screen. Fourth batter now for Fort Hamilton. That is Sebastian Ortiz. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Ortiz playing center field today for the Tigers. There's another strike to Ortiz. That one's in the dirt for a ball. Low again. Hard hit into center. Center fielder making chase, not going to be able to get there with the dive. He's rounding for the third, and they're going to hold him up there. They made it to the cutoff man in Polion. So a triple for Ortiz. There's something we don't get to see every day in these games. That'll bring up number 26. That is Henry Izzo. And there's a strike to Izzo. So it was David Marrero that tried to make that great diving catch out in center. He just couldn't get under it. Almonte made chase and eventually brought the ball in. Ortiz was quickly making his way around the bases. He's got some speed. Legree's going to want to keep his control because a wild pitch is going to bring in a run. It might be what Bueno's coming to tell him right now. Just take it easy. Get him over the plate. Make sure Bueno can catch him. Three and one the count now to Izzo. And that one's inside. Izzo's going to walk. Runners on the corners, no outs for Fort Hamilton. And he goes to steal second. The play is going to miss, and that'll bring in the run. Just absolutely poor playing from the Rail Splitter defense. At the bat now, it's Pedro Gill. And he hits that over to short. Polion will make the throw. Kamani Scott will make the catch. And there is one away for Fort Hamilton. That one is low to batter number 7. Hang on while I'm checking my roster here. That's Jason Izurieta. And it's a chopper foul down the first baseline. strike two. He went. Zurieta is batter number 8. Count even, 2-2. It's a foul ball. Count remains 2-2. Little pickoff over at third. Hits it right up the line. Legree missed it. Polion missed it. Goes all the way out to center, and it's his RBI single. And just like that, Fort Hamilton has tied it up here in the second. Now batting, number 1. That is George Baradi. Baradi is a junior on the Tigers squad. And he looks down, strike one there. Runner goes. Bueno throws. The throw will not be on target. He is safe. Full count at 3-2 to Baradi. And it's hit off his ankle. So that'll be a dead ball. And that's low. Baradi's going to earn himself a walk. And so that's 2 on with 1 out right now. As the bottom of the lineup comes up, that is number 13, Nicholas Petroni. One's low, 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss, strike two. Legree could really use a strikeout here. Chopper over his head. And by the time anyone can come down with it, everybody's safe. It's a base hit, and bases are loaded with one out as we come to the top of the order. This is August Porter, a sophomore, grounded out his first at bat. But his team is having much better success here in the second. Let's see what happens for him. There's a strike to Porter. Outside for a ball. Legree finds the outside corner for a strike. Fouled back. Full count. And it goes right up the middle. It's going into center. One run will score. And they'll bring it very quickly home. Great arm strength there from the center fielder to hold it for just one run. But with that, Fort Hamilton does take the lead 3-2 on the single from August Porter. Coming on the mound now for the Railsplitters is number 1. And that is Jeremy Marazan. Railsplitters used 2 of their top pitchers just yesterday in Yaniel Torres and Edwin Bueno in a loss to Tottenville. And the catch is made. 2 outs. Brings up the number 3 hitter again. That is Aflac. Thomas Aflac. Hard hit. It's dropped into the outfield. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. 2 RBIs on the single from Aflac. This brings up Ortiz, who led off at the beginning of the inning. Ortiz tripled to start us off here. Strike 3. That'll do it for a painful top of the second for the Railsplitters. They finally get themselves out of the hole. We move on to the bottom of the second right here from Abraham Lincoln High School. Batting first for the Railsplitters here in the bottom of the second is their new pitcher. That is, once again, Jeremy Marizan. Hard hit to right and caught. It's a nice hit, just not enough on it to get it to the fence. Well handled by the right fielder for the Tigers. Roberto Almonte now at the bat. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss, strike two. Almonte, good eye, fights himself back in the count to 2-2. And Almonte is going to go down looking. That'll bring up Sebastian Lopez. Swing and a miss, strike one. High and inside for a ball. I missed what happened at the end of Almonte's at bat. He may have thrown his bat, and I think Coach Cruz threw him out of the game. Sliced foul. Just a little bit more inside the park, and Lopez would have had himself a base hit. And Lopez gets a walk. That brings up the number 9 batter for the Railsplitters today. It's David Marrero. Lopez thought about going from first as catchers hadn't completely cleanly caught it, but didn't exactly get away from him there. So Lopez smartly got himself back. And it's a little chopper down the second base line. No problem there for the Tigers. And with that, we'll go to the top of the third. This is Henry Izzo at the plate, getting his first look at Lincoln's new pitcher in Jeremy Marison. And he'll earn himself his second walk of the game. And that brings up Pedro Gil. Gil chops it down the third base line. They're going to let it go so that it rolls foul. Because by the time Torres could have picked it up, the runners would have been safe. Better to make Gill put something else into play. And there's a ball outside to Gill. Gill hits it over to short. Polione going to make the quick play at first, and they make the double play. Railsplitters able to turn two. A great bit of ball playing by the Railsplitters. As Jeremy Marazon gets a pitcher's best friend. Hit high in the infield. Torres calls everybody off. They were all calling I got it, but Torres was the loudest. He makes the catch. And that is how the third inning, top of the third inning, will end. Much better showing from the Railsplitters there as we move to the bottom. Railsplitters up now. Tristan Legree, top of the lineup. He chops that one foul down the third base line. Oh, 0-2 the count to Legree. Up high, 1-2. Legree fouls that one off, and I think his bat hit the face mask of the catcher. The catcher is Pedro Gil. Count even at 2-2. Greenblatt still pitching. Full count now. Pops it up into right field. It's shy, and they'll end up letting it drop. They get confused over who was supposed to catch it. And Legree's on first. I think it's going to be scored as an error on the pitcher, as he was the one that got under it and then waved himself off. This will bring up Yanil Torres, 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Legree goes. The throw will not be in time. Goes into the outfield, but they've got it quickly enough, so Legree will stay on second. Two and 0 to Torres. Ooh, he's got a duck under that one. 3 and 0 to Torres. Check Legree back to the bag at second. Legree is an ambitious base runner. He will look to get third the first chance he gets. And he goes now. The throw is in. Throw looked in time. Fort Hamilton certainly thought it was, but the umpires call him safe. So if nothing else, over Torres' at bat as he chops that one back up into his leg. If nothing else, over Torres' at bat, Legree has made his way all the way around the bases. And that's a chopper foul down the third base line. Swing and a miss. It's a strike three, but they dropped it. Torres is called safe. He beat out the run because they were supposed to tag him out, and they didn't. And so a run scores for the Railsplitters, and Torres gets to first on a strikeout. Not sure if that counts as an RBI or not. I'm pretty sure it counts as Legree stealing home. That'll bring up Bueno. Bueno had an RBI double back in the first inning. First got the Railsplitters on the board. Torres goes. The throw is way too high. Torres is easily going to make it there. Could see it from here. That arch just wasn't about to get there ahead of the base runner. That one fouls all the way back onto West Avenue. Hard hit by Bueno into deep left center. It's going to drop. It's going to roll. That's going to bring in Torres. Bueno is rounding second. Bueno is rounding third. No, they're going to hold him up there. Bueno gets an RBI triple. And now the Railsplitters trail by 1. That's going to bring up a meeting on the mound to talk to Cy Greenblatt about whether or not he's going to stay. And he will stay on the mound as the number 4 batter, Julian Polione, steps to the plate. And he hits it hard to center. It drops. It's a base hit. Bueno easily going to score. And Polione picks himself up an RBI single, and Lincoln has tied the game. That'll bring up Kimani Scott, the first baseman for the Railsplitters. Hoping to capitalize on what seems to be a tired arm. Polione goes. The throw is off target. He will be safe at second. Scott trying to capitalize on what seems to be a tiring arm on Fort Hamilton's pitcher, Greenblatt. Up high for a ball. It's a chopper over to short. Polione going to make it safe easily at third. And safe at first is Kimani Scott. as the pitcher, the first baseman dropped the ball on the catch. So runners on the corners, no outs. Jeremy Marizon coming up, and Kamani Scott gonna steal second. Strike to Marizon. Marizon fouls that one back into West Avenue. Ooh, bounced all the way to the parking lot of the condos next door. And chopper down the third baseline, this time foul. Marizon hitting him everywhere except in play. He had a long fly ball caught in right field his first time at bat. If he did that again, he might get an RBI out of the deal. And that one's going to get away, and in comes Polione. No problem there for him. Crossing the plate and getting Lincoln back in the lead. They lead 6-5 now with a runner on third. Full count to Marizon, who's got a little less pressure to deal with, knowing that at least Lincoln's got the lead regardless of what he does now. To swing and a miss, strike three, but the ball gets away from the catcher, who's going to end up keeping it to save the run, and Marizon is going to reach on a dropped swing and a miss, strike three. So Lincoln back to runners on the corners, and here comes another meeting on the mound. You got to assume they're going to pull Cy Greenblatt this time. Railsplitters still with no outs in the inning. Nope, Greenblatt is still on the mound. And up for the Railsplitters now is number 6. That is Gia Chen. Mentioned that Almonte thrown out of the game as Marizon steals second. So with Almonte out, Gia Chen now in position to bunt, holds off. Gia goes to bunt, hits it foul. 2-1 the count to Chen. That one gets popped up, foul. Gill not able to make the catch. Swing and a miss, strike 3 to Chen. That'll bring up number 8, Sebastian Lopez. Lopez walked his first at bat back in the second. Fouls that one off as he looks to bring home a couple of his teammates. 2 runners on in scoring position for the Railsplitters right now. And the run is going to score on that. As they let it roll out of play when they didn't have to. Marizon thought about it, but then thought better of it. Probably good, because Gill was very quick to jump up on it after being called for time in the last one and letting in a run. And that one's up high as well. 3-1 the count to Lopez. Lopez is going to get another walk. This will bring up David Marrero, the number 9 batter on the Lincoln lineup today. Marrero grounded out to second his first at bat to end the second inning. He's the 9th batter of the third for the Railsplitters. Lopez goes, and they won't even fight it. Funny to watch him dive and slide when no play was being made, but those are the motions you go through. Yeah, swing and a miss, strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's 2 outs for the Railsplitters. Back to the top of the lineup, Tristan Legree. Legree started the inning with a pop fly that should have been caught, but with the pitcher underneath it, I think someone else yelled, "Got it," so he laid off, and the ball just dropped right next to him. And now Legree takes ball 1 as he'll try to reach again, hopefully with a better hit than last time. 2-0 to Legree. And there's a strike right down the center. And Legree will earn himself his second walk of the game. Bases loaded. And that'll bring up Yaniel Torres. Yaniel had 2 strikeouts today, but on the second one, it was a swing and a miss, and they dropped it, and he managed to make his way to first and beat out the tag. And he takes strike 1 here. We have seen Torres absolutely wallop that ball to deep center field. No doubt that is the hit he's looking for now. 1-1 the count. There it is, a big hit. It's gonna fall right at the base of the fence. Or off the top of it. 2 runs easily gonna score. Torres slides in safe at second. It's a 2 RBI double. Lincoln leads 9-5. And now the pitcher change is coming. The catcher and pitcher appear to be trading places, so it looks like Gill. I don't know if Gill is going to take over pitching, but he is giving up the position of catcher. So Greenblatt's going to move to catcher. And we'll see if it's Gill that steps onto the mound. Ball is currently in the hands of Fort Hamilton's number 28. Number 28 is Ryan Ing. He's warming up now. Cy Greenblatt moved to catcher. It's a good move with Edwin Bueno, who's got a double and a triple today. A pair of RBIs. Two more warm-up pitches, and Bueno should be taking over at the plate. This may be one of the longest pitching changes I've ever seen PSAL allow. Looks like Greenblatt's trying to readjust all of his catcher gear. It's part of the reason for the length of the change, was switching catchers as well as pitchers. And this ought to be Ing's last practice throw. And here we go, getting back underway. Edwin Bueno stepping to the plate. Ing at pitcher now. Lincoln with runners on second and third after the RBI double, 2 RBI double from Torres. Ing has a bit of a sidearm delivery there. Not sure how much of that the Railsplitters have gotten to go against. Might be a little disconcerting to them. Bueno has no trouble identifying that one as a ball, that's for sure. And Bueno's going to walk. Bases loaded once again for the Railsplitters. That'll bring up the number 4 batter, Polion. Got an RBI single earlier in this inning. Hit high in the direction of short, underneath it, and they make the catch. That will end the inning. But the damage done by the Railsplitters, they are now leading 9-5 as we move into the 4th. Stick around. Top of the fourth. Marizan still on the mound. Facing off against number 1. That is Barati. Barati walked back in the second when Fort Hamilton was putting their numbers up on the board. I believe that's a 3-1 count. Swing and a miss. It must have been 3-2 because that's strike 3. That'll bring up the number 9 batter, Petroni. There's strike 2. Strike 3 to Petroni. There's a strike to August Porter. Porter 1 for 2 today. He had an RBI single in the second. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And they get him with a strike 3. He thought he had a ball there, but it is a strike. So 3 up, 3 down, all on strikeouts from Marizan. Nice inning for him. We move to the bottom of the fourth. No change in the score. It's still 9-5. Railsplitters on top. Kamani Scott's going to lead off here in the bottom of the fourth for the Railsplitters. They lead by 4. If they could do us a favor and lead by 10, we can go home at the end of the 5th. I say that as I stand next to some very cold crew members. I appreciate them being here on this Friday afternoon. But doesn't 5 innings sound better than 7? Come on, everybody. Scott had a strikeout his first at bat and then reached when the first baseman dropped the ball off the hit on his last at bat. The play would have been in time, but first baseman didn't hold on. Ball came in on the ground. Not sure if the error would come from him or the guy who threw it. But Kamani Scott is going to earn himself a walk to lead off the fourth. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Jeremy Marazan. Marazan had a pop fly to right his first at bat, struck out his second, but it was a dropped strike 3, and he made his way to first before the play could get made. No doubt he'll try to earn his way for real by his own swinging potential. That one goes all the way behind him. We didn't step away during the break from visual. If you were watching the warm-up pitches, there was one pitch that got away from Ing. Went all the way over by that post on the left side of your screen as he was trying to warm up, and there's a strike. A light drizzle has started. Kamani Scott goes. The throw, not in time. Scott is safe on second. There's a hit from Marazan to right, and it's caught again. And Scott ran too far off. It's going to be a double play. And so, Railsplitters go from a good start, having a runner on second, to 2 outs. And that's going to bring up Jia Chen for the Railsplitters. He struck out his first at bat. He takes a strike here. Strike two. And that one hits him. He is going to reach on a hit by pitch. Lincoln's got another base runner. That'll bring up Sebastian Lopez. He's been up twice. He's walked twice. It's always funny the way to see some batters just seem to draw walks when they're at the plate. Lopez done that for the Railsplitters today, although he takes a strike there. Likewise, Izzo has done that for Fort Hamilton today. Both have 2 walks at 2 at-bats. Oh, pitch gets away from him. Gio is a little late on the uptake there, so he will stay at first. One and one the count now to Sebastian Lopez. Two and one as that one was aiming for his head. Lopez ducks under it without a problem. And he hits that one. It's a pop-up foul on the third base line. Third baseman's under it and makes the catch to get the final out of the inning. So we move to the top of the 5th. No change in the score, 9-5. We'll be right back. Cy Greenblatt up for the Tigers now. Top of the 5th. 0 for 2 today. Pop flies around the infield. The wind is picking up. The rain is starting to come down here in Coney Island. So far, kind of a sporadic drizzle. We'll see if it gets bad enough that the umpires just call the game, or if we'll just play in the damp. There's a hit over to second. Easily handled by the Railsplitters. Legree to Scott. And it's one away for the Tigers. This brings up Thomas Affleck. Affleck 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI single, his last at bat. And he puts it in play, and pitcher's not able to get to it. Legree throws, and they get him. Nice job by Legree not to give up on that, even as Marizon looked like he was going to make the play. Marizon couldn't do it, but Legree grabs it in his glove, flicks it over to Scott, gets the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Ortiz, 1 for 1. He had the triple back at the beginning of the second. I believe that's 2 strikes to Ortiz. He's going to foul. No, that's not foul. It's fair. They'll throw it into Polio, and it's an easy stand-up double. Kind of confused. The Railsplitters seemed like they laid off. Almost like they thought that because it was rolling foul, it was, even though it was in the outfield. But Ortiz has himself a double. That'll bring up Henry Izzo. Izzo, I mentioned before, has 2 walks on 2 at-bats. Popped up into center and dropped. Run will score. And ends up being a single. That'll bring up the pitcher and try and Ing in the position where Pedro Gil was before. Runner goes. Bueno's throw is not in time. They call him safe. Hit over to third. They'll make the long throw over and make the play at first. We'll step away as we go to the bottom of the fifth. Railsplitters with a 3-run lead. It's 9-6 here from Coney Island. Back at it, bottom of the fifth. Leading off for the Railsplitters, the number 9 batter, David Marrero. He takes strike one. And bounces off the catcher. I think it got him on the ankle. And Marrero goes down looking. Can anybody tell me what happened out there? Legree got a hit. Thank you. Oh, my back is not good for this. Sorry, folks, our audio went out for a moment there, but we're back. Legree singled, and now he's stolen second. Torres is up. Torres is gonna, Legree steals his way over to third. And Torres is gonna earn himself a walk. And that'll bring up Edwin Bueno. He's got a double, a triple, and a walk today. Torres goes from second, and they'll let him. They tried to make that play. Legree, no doubt, would have run in from third. And there's a strike to Bueno. And Bueno hits that. It goes off the glove of the third baseman. And they're going to call Bueno safe over at first. Railsplitters get a run. It's 10-6. Bueno gets himself a single. Railsplitters now have runners on the corners with Polion at the bat. And Bueno will no doubt be looking to steal, knowing that they won't try to stop him. Yep, there he goes. But it's a foul ball. He'll be coming back. Now Bueno goes. Torres thought about going over from third, but the catcher chased him back. And now they're going to pinch run Bueno so he can put his catcher's gear back on. And give just a little bit of experience to the freshman Miguel Cotto. Get a little base running in. Polion pops it foul. It's 1-2 now to Polion. And the catcher chases Torres back yet again. I think there's been another catcher change. The catcher appears to be number 2. That would be August Porter. Polion pops up another one. It's out of play. Bounces off the stands and underneath. Feel sorry for the rail splitter who has to go hunting down that ball in the weeds underneath the stands. Count even at 2-2 now. Polion fouls off another one. Umpire asking for more balls. Polion has single-handedly launched at least 6 of them out of play. And Porter was up quick enough to scare Torres from making the run. Although Porter then almost lost the ball. If Torres had come running, he would have made it safely. Porter asks for time to go run out and talk to his pitcher. Good possibility he's going to talk to him about trying to pick off Cotto over on second. Cotto's been kind of standing off the bag with a little bit of a lead. Not really expecting a play to come his way. Inside on Polion. It's ball 4. He's going to walk. Bases loaded and just 1 out for the Railsplitters. As Kamani Scott steps to the plate. Up high, ball 1 to Kamani. That one gets away. Torres is going to make it home. Cotto is going to make it to third. Polion's going to make it to second. Lincoln puts another one on the board. 11-6. Now they're trying to fix a potential hole in the net along the backstop. Looks like everything is copacetic. Once again, Kamani Scott steps in. Pitcher sets. The pitch is outside. 3-0 to Kamani Scott. Ryan Ing still the pitcher for Fort Hamilton. That one gets Kamani on the inside corner. And that one's going to brush his thigh. Kamani Scott gets hit by the pitch, and he'll take his base. And a meeting at the mound as they're going to talk about taking Ryan Ing out of this game. He is, in fact, walking off. We'll see who takes his place. Before, I thought it was going to be Pedro Gil who would take the place of the pitcher. And now it looks like he is, in fact, taking that place. Gil's going to start warming up, throwing to August Porter in catcher. And now batting is number 1, Jeremy Marizan. Marizan's had 2 pop flies to the exact same place in right field. He also had a strikeout where he reached based on the dropped ball from the catcher. He beat the play. He takes strike 2 now. He's got a bases loaded situation here. He's just got to put one in play, trying to make something happen for the Railsplitters. One of those pop flies to right would get him an RBI anyway. Fouls that one back on the right field line, out on the West Avenue. That one's up near his head for a ball. And they strike him out. And Railsplitters going to substitute in a new batter. This is Carmine DeRiso. And there's strike 3 to Carmine. That'll do it. For the 5th inning, we move to the top of the 6th here from Abraham Lincoln High School. Leading off for Fort Hamilton. I believe that's Zorieta. Chops it up, and it's handled by the pitcher. This is Barady. Barady takes a strike. He has 1 walk, 1 strikeout on the day. Strike 2. That one gets away from Marizan. And Barady earns himself a walk. That should bring up Nicholas Petroni. Singled his first at bat, struck out his last. Shows bunt, puts down a beautiful bunt. They'll throw to first in time. He's out there. Brings up the top of the lineup for the Tigers. This is August Porter. Hits that one over in the direction of second. Cotto picks it up, throws, and not in time. It's safe at first. Other runner advanced to third. So Porter earns his second single of the day. Runner goes. Throw is in time. They get him stealing second, and that's going to end the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom 11-6 the current score. Lopez at the bat. Lopez is 0 for 1 today. Pair of walks and a caught foul ball over by the third baseline. trying to clean the mud off home plate. And Lopez strikes out. Big swing, big miss from David Marrero. Marrero 0 for 3. Couple of strikeouts, and a ground out to second base, his first at bat. And Marrero is going to reach for the first time today. On the walk. The ump calls for time. Runner goes. They'll try to pick him off. No problem there. Slides in easily. Marrero goes to run for third. Legree slices that one foul in the direction of first base. And that time Marrero will take third. And Legree's going to walk. That is Legree's third walk of the day. He's reached all 5 at-bats. It's exactly what you want in a leadoff runner. That brings up Torres. Legree will steal second. No play. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second out of the inning. Torres' second strikeout of the game. He struck out back in the first inning. Somewhere around 2 hours and 40 minutes ago. That'll bring up Edwin Bueno. Bueno has also reached all 4 at-bats. He's got a walk, a single, a double, and a triple so far today. Bet you can guess what hit he's looking for now. And he hits it into deep center. That's rolling. It's all the way by the end zone. 1 run in. Bueno's rounding second. They're just picking it up. Coach is waving him around. Bueno is going to hit for the cycle with a grand slam. Home run. And put 4 runs on the board. Bueno hits for the cycle. I don't think I've ever seen a Lincoln player do it here. What an incredible game for him. Bases clearing home run with 2 outs left. 2 outs down already. Sorry, it wasn't a grand slam. That's my mistake. There were only 2 runners on. This is Polio now.
It's all right. Take it off. It's all right.
And Polio will get a walk. That's his second of the game. Ladies and gentlemen watching the stream at home, we're going to have to cut our stream off early. We got to get inside. Lincoln hopefully is going to take this win, and we'll see you next time.